My all-time favorite, moving on from Luke, well, this is Luke related actually, but moving on from Luke for a minute and talk about Grogu and Din, probably my top, this would be a fun thing to go through as my favorite moments in Star Wars history. No question at all. I think in my top 5 would be the moment where Vader / Anakin takes his helmet off for the first time to look at Luke. The moment where Luke has saved Vader after Vader saved Luke and the redemption is complete. The moment where Anakin tells, like, take this thing off, I want to look on you with my own eyes. That's one of my favorite moments in all of Star Wars. They both knew, like, well, Luke had to understand that Vader wasn't going to survive that moment. Anakin was going to die there. So they take off the helmet and they have their moment. Go tell your sister, you were right. You were right. That's easily one of my favorite moments in the history of Star Wars. The most vile, just crazy, intense, hardcore villain that I've ever encountered has been redeemed. That's another really fun thing to talk about, how people are like, you could never redeem Vader because he killed younglings. People need to realize Vader was redeemed way before that movie came out. So it's hard to kind of shift your mindset on that. But that moment will go down forever as one of my favorite moments. And then when that started, when it was time for Grogu to say goodbye to Din, and Grogu reaches for Din's helmet, and he lifts his helmet, that was the first thing I thought about. Grogu wanted to see his papa without his helmet on. Din wanted to be able to look upon Grogu with his own eyes. The parallels are insane. It is such a powerful moment, and just the storytelling, the subtle hints that these creators insert from the old content, the new content, the way they slide this stuff into the story. I don't know if that was, I would have to assume that was their intent. I know they're big fans of the show, like of the movies. Like I know they're Star Wars fans. I have no idea. Like I would love to ask that question. Maybe that could be the first non-solo podcast. Hey, Jon Favreau. Yeah, right. But that had to have been done on purpose. The parallels are too perfect. It fits. Like, Din's had his helmet off the whole time. We don't know if he's ever taken it off in front of Grogu. The assumption is no. We know he takes his helmet off. He just doesn't take his helmet off in front of anybody. Or the camera. But that moment and that relationship is everything. That relationship turned into a true father-son bond. This Mandalorian bounty hunter just took a job to go find this 50-year-old being. 16 episodes later, it is the coolest and some of the most emotional relationships that we've ever had. That relationship makes this show. And obviously it brings people like Nikki, who's more of a casual fan of all this, into a crying mess while watching. Because of the real life just emotions from that moment of potentially saying goodbye to your baby forever. Din looks at Grogu as his baby. That's his baby. That's his son. And I've seen questions like, oh, it doesn't make sense. Why would you just let your kid go to a stranger? Luke didn't take anybody. Grogu clearly had a connection with Luke. Luke clearly stated he wants your permission to come with me. Grogu didn't want to go without Papa's permission. It wasn't like, oh, I'm going to walk in and take this thing and bounce. This dude showed up, wrecked an entire squadron of dark troopers. Death troopers, dark troopers, death troopers, dark troopers. Slaughtered all of them, politely walks in the room. Kind of, and he doesn't really introduce himself. That would have been kind of dope. If he was like, I'm Luke Skywalker, Jedi Knight. But Din asks, are you a Jedi? It's like, yeah, motherfucker. I'm the GOAT. I'm the Jedi. And then Grogu's reluctant. Grogu doesn't immediately, like, you saw the connection. Like, while they were watching on the monitor, Grogu's like, holy shit, Daddy, look. You see this dude? That's a Jedi right there. You already knew there was a connection. And then the fact that Luke's like, he needs your permission. Luke didn't just take Grogu. It was a consensual parting because, again, the point of the story is for Din to reunite Grogu with his people, the Jedi. Din wasn't blindly giving his kid away to somebody. He knew what was going on.